This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. These past couple weeks in F1 have shown us many things, and all of them have been crazy. Team drama, engine failures in 2025, drivers surfing across the racetrack. I mean, you do not want to miss any of this. So you know what would suck while you're watching peak F1? You getting viruses on your device, or maybe for some of you, being totally blocked out of watching the race due to your country's restrictions. Well, if you don't want to be affected by inconveniences like that, then let me tell you about my friends at Surfshark VPN. Surfshark not only allows you to encrypt your data, leading to higher online privacy, but it will also allow you to change your location virtually, meaning if you're region locked out of services like F1 TV, simply change your location to a country that does support it, and then boom, you now have access to it and can watch the races reliably. And of course, this works with other services like Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max, literally all of them. And if you love it so much, why not share it with their friends, since Surfshark allows unlimited devices to be logged on. And let's say you do get Surfshark but aren't pleased with it. No worries, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee, which will allow you to get refunded in full should you be dissatisfied. So if you're looking to bolster your online security and or get access to things that are region locked in your country, as well as a plethora of other features, make sure to subscribe to Surfshark VPN by going to surfshark.com/fduck and using the promo code FDUCK for an additional 4 months free. It has helped me greatly with online privacy and security, since I haven't had any sort of viruses or malware attacks in forever, and it could be more beneficial to you, so why not give it a try? Remember, there's the 30-day money-back guarantee. Once again, go to surfshark.com/fduck and use the promo code FDUCK for an additional 4 months free. So with that, let's get back to the video. In my previous video talking about McLaren, at the end of it, I said that I am done talking about them because, well, I don't think I need to explain it, and that I should talk about Ferrari again, my favorite team. As I was searching for ideas about them, thankfully they helped me by giving me the wonderful news that 2026 will be my 13th reason why. It has been reported that Wolf Zimmermann, project leader for Ferrari's 2026 engine, will leave the team once development is complete, along with engineer Lars Schmidt to Audi. Now, I should calm down. If you have a good ear, you would know that these guys have very German names, so of course Audi, the new German team, would want them. They likely just gave them better wages and positions at Audi, so of course they would make that jump. Yeah, there is the chance that these guys left because the Ferrari engine was that bad, but I doubt it. However, there is still a bad thing with this. Losing key personnel for the new era right when it begins is not ideal, to say the least. Unless they left extremely descriptive notes that anybody can read and replicate, this is gonna at least be a minor problem for the team to figure out. Key staff leaving like this can either be inconsequential or collapse the entire team. Just look at Red Bull. So I'm not gonna make a video moping about how bad we're gonna be for next year. Instead, I am genuinely curious with how we're gonna look for 2026, because there have been little to no rumors about next year, which is fine, but then you look at Mercedes or Aston, who are boasting about how good they're gonna be for next year, and it does at least start to raise anxiety, at least for me. So I finally want to do some digging and see just where this team could be for next year. There are so many factors we need to look at, such as the information we do know for next year, the people leading the team and the project, if there is room for improvement, and of course the grand old question, are we cooked? So I really don't have much more to yap about. Go join the Discord to suffer with us, and subscribe if you're new if you think sometimes. So enough yapping, and let's get to quacking. No intro, things are bleak. The information we have for next year is not good in the slightest. We have so many engineers leaving for this next regulation period. Like previously mentioned, Wolf Zimmermann is leaving the team once the 26 engine is complete, along with Lars Schmidt, another engineer in the ICE department. These two losses are huge, especially Zimmermann, since he is a large part of the reason why Ferrari came back in 2022. He is a brilliant engine engineer, and his loss will 100% affect the team. And to make matters even worse, it's not just the fact that they are leaving, it's the fact that to replace them, we are getting guys from Renault, you know, the guys with the worst engine this regulation period, and the guys who literally abandoned their project for next year in favor of Mercedes. Oh brother. But in my optimistic nature, it's not fully over. Like I said, losing Zimmermann is a big gut punch, but it's not like everything about him is leaving once he does. I'm sure there are notes and other engineers who learned from him that can at least keep the engine up and running. Plus, while he was a big part of the puzzle, there are still so many pieces left that we could 100% work with. Reminder people, in the era of hybrid engines and all that sort, Ferrari has stood toe-to-toe with Mercedes. You didn't see Renault in 2018 outdragging Mercedes, or even Honda in 21 competing horsepower-wise. It was Ferrari competing with them and sometimes beating them, even aside from the illegal 2019 engine. Zimmermann's loss will be felt, but this won't completely kill the team. There is still a bit of hope. Plus, it is to be expected. Audi are a German team entering the grid in a time where there is little German representation on the grid anymore. No more German race. Mercedes feel more British as time flies, and Hulk is the only German driver who is 38 elite, mind you. Audi is the German pride that the grid needs, so the skipping up more German engineers than, I'm not finishing this joke, is to be expected. Plus, aren't we forgetting something? Mattia Binotto is the literal head of the project there. He is the top one engineer at the team, which thank God, since he won't make any serious Audi decisions given his record with Ferrari. So putting together the pieces, Binotto, who worked with German engineer Wolf Zimmermann along with Lars Schmidt, thinks that they would be perfect for bettering the new German team. Even 3 years later, Binotto is finding ways to hurt us. But now for the actual performance of the team for next year, and as you may know, things have been painfully silent. Where Mercedes are boasting about their engine every single day now and Honda are talking about how much better they are, Ferrari have been radio silent basically. You could say Ford has been silent as well, so it means nothing, but while that may be true, what if we are suffering in silence? Well, I'm happy to report that we are not, I think. The very little rumors and stuff that have been said regarding the engine are positive and reportedly better than expected. Truthfully, there isn't anything we should fear since again, this new leap into more hybrids and electric power should not be cause for concern with Ferrari. Ferrari have been kings alongside Mercedes in the turbo hybrid era, and there's little reason to think that just because we get more hybrid, the team becomes Patrick Starr building a skyscraper. Plus, it is worth noting, Laura Mekies a while ago boldly said that it is silly to think Ford will be on the level of Mercedes and Ferrari for next year. So firstly, thank you for the compliment, Lauren, we still love you. And secondly, clearly the other teams on the grid don't think we're a bunch of bumbling idiots with screwdrivers and oil. So while I may have been a little pessimistic given the radio silence, all we have to do is think sometimes and realize shit is almost never this bleak. Despite that though, look at our management, dog. We are so cooked. Like I said before, with some engineers' departure, we have decided to replace them with Renault engineers and some from backmarkers like Sauber. People who have never sniffed a podium or a season with less than 3 engine failures are gonna have important positions at our project. Yes, I know some may come from Mercedes as well, but that's still a maybe, and there is the off chance that these guys from Renault were geniuses held back at their teams. But if Ferrari is the one to break the chains, then I fear it's for new chains. Now, truthfully, I have nothing to say about the new people in new positions because I don't know anything about them or how they will do for that matter. All engineers need to start somewhere, no matter how old they are, so perhaps this is what they need to truly show how good they are, but of course, there's always the worry. Not every unknown guy is some hidden gem. Sometimes people are just okay at their jobs, and it makes you wonder if the replacement was even necessary. Like, we couldn't just negotiate or give a higher salary or better autonomy over their station. We had to let them go. Truthfully, it kind of doesn't matter who ends up leading the project or who joins in. There are so many internal issues at Ferrari that kind of prevent these guys from being at 100% anyways, but we will discuss this later. So that just leaves one question left. Is there room for improvement in terms of the car? Because while things may be positive performance-wise, is it enough for titles? We have seen McLaren come out of nowhere to win these titles and these races, but it's not like they just woke up one day and decided to be fast. Since 2018, really, they have gathered engineer after engineer, giving them time and experience, along with actual notable engineers who are decorated in achievements. This all eventually culminated in 2023, where the best ideas merged into that car, and post-Austria, it was arguably the second fastest on the grid. Then of course in 24 and 25 they are title winners now. They clearly improved despite initial positivity to go that extra step further. Could Ferrari do the same? The obvious answer is yes, anybody can do it, but more so Ferrari considering we have the biggest budget. But my sweet summer child, then why hasn't it happened yet? At Ferrari, I'll describe the environment as claustrophobic and restricting. You may be a brilliant guy, but are you staying loyal to the brand? Innovation at Ferrari is rarely seen or improved. It's only really in the new regulation periods where you see Ferrari trying something creative. On one hand, this could be good since you could take an early advantage. On the other though, the more likely one, this leads to initial promising results, but eventually leads to stagnation since apparently the work is done and the team is back, everybody, until Mercedes, Red Bull, or McLaren go even further. Engineers don't really have full control over their department and their work. It all has to go back to the brand of Ferrari. If they don't like what you are doing, you are forced to change it to fit their idea of winning. It's like that one annoying family member who suggests going out to eat but takes down all your options because when they made the suggestion, they already made up their mind on where to go, giving you the illusion of freedom. Ferrari likes to think everything is simple. Just make the car dominant again like with Schumacher, Rubens, Kimi, or Massa, but I can't believe I'm saying this. Ferrari are overrating themselves. I like to think F1 from the late 90s to 2009 as the Wild West. Yes, Ferrari had their Bridgestone advantage and their quirks in the car, but guys, Every team was wildly illegal. Everybody got up to shady business. The real competition, in essence, was not getting caught. It was not easy to dominate as they did, but they did it anyway because of the amazing staff at the team who had full or near full control of their work. Then things got stricter and Ferrari lost the advantage. And instead of adapting, we are trying to take the easy way out when it simply doesn't work like that. The leadership genuinely believe the staffing is the problem, not the idea at Ferrari. Instead of sticking to one concept under one guy who has a vision, if it's not completed in an ungodly amount of time, you are sacked and we go again. And if the concept doesn't work, change it, screw evolving it or adapting it. So this leads into one final super secret question. Are we cooked? My brothers and sisters in Christ, we have been cooked for a long while now. The team is not being killed with decisions since you can't kill something that is already dead. The ship isn't about to hit the iceberg. It's already halfway down. The airplane isn't going to hit the tower. It's already 2025. You get the idea. The amount of internal issues that plague us is diabolical. Since 2008, Ferrari have lost all brain cells. There are two leaderships at the team currently. There are the ones who stay loyal to the team despite their many failures, and the ones with big success at the team looking for a better working environment. The team does not value innovation or success anymore. They value if the success is Ferrari-like. What does that mean? Hell if I know. Like I said, the team tried to take the easy way out by believing dominance and success is just one upgrade package away, when in reality, it takes hundreds before you get the one. They believe the correct car concept is somewhere and they'll keep going through many just to find it and just simply win. A big part of John Todd's dream team was a diversity of thought and minds at the team. Everyone had their station. They were in complete control of them, extracting everything they could from them and combining it into a perfect car. Nowadays, no one has control of their station anymore since the Ferrari leadership want to make sure it's just like the good old days when they themselves are preventing the old days from happening. They can try to hide all the messy communication, half-true numbers, the implosions, the culture of incompetence, the undermining of trust, but we the fans are not dumb. We see them loud and clear. And this is all caused by the current Ferrari leadership, mainly Fred Vasseur, Benedetto Vigna, and worst of all, John Elkann. Instead of looking in a mirror and seeing the damage they caused, they blame somebody else. In 2018, it was Arriva Bene at fault for not winning. Then 2022, it was all Binotto, to which, yeah, probably, but Elkann had his hand as well. In 2025, it was Cardille's fault, who left the team since the SF25 is his car. And guarantee you, when Ferrari have an average year next year, it's gonna be Zimmerman's fault since that was his engine. Look, idiots, look in the mirror and see why they left. They hated their job. They were restricted. They are much better off elsewhere. Cardile, since joining Aston, has helped them make a better car, and guarantee you, Zimmerman will help Audi recover from a disappointing engine. This, mind you, is just from the past 2 years. I could do since 2008, and that video would be like 3 hours long. Vasseur needs to stop being ignorant and trying to replicate some fantasy Todd team when the issue runs deeper than the staff. Vigna and Elkann simply need to step down since they have done nothing but damage to the team with their unrealistic decisions, expectations, and mentalities. They know how bad the issues are with the structure of the team, yet they seem to absolutely not care in the slightest. To them, it's the engineers' fault. They simply need better ones and better integration into the Ferrari aura, which is why I would not be surprised in the slightest if even more staff in the coming weeks leave. And I'm not talking about normal staff, I'm talking about heads of staff. It really is over, man. Vasseur is playing right into their hand as well, which just leads me to say, get all three of them out of here. The Ferrari brand is not dying. It has been dead for nearly 2 decades now. If change isn't gonna happen soon, then get used to never seeing Ferrari lift another title again. So those are my thoughts on Ferrari next year. I really can't win, huh? I either talk about McLaren, who I hate and people criticize me for, I recycle the old Red Bull information, I say basically nothing about Mercedes, or I tell the world how horrible my favorite team is. This sport is draining, man, but I must hope that things can change. Never give up, people. Never give up. Anyways, I want to give a quick shout out to all members of the flock for their continued support, and make sure to join if you want cool benefits, as well as just helping me out. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe since it helps me out. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you think of this, and as always, have an amazing day.
Good weather for the duck.